All right, guys, welcome back to the Wilson Podcast today. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, all right. Quiet down. We got a few important people here. Okay, quiet. Okay. All right. Today, we have the Emperor of the Han Dynasty. Introduce yourself, please, sir. Oh, there he is. Man of many words, some would say. And for the second guy with us, we have the Emperor of the Roman Empire. A very big, prosperous empire, covering a lot of space. Kind of a scary dude. If I messed with him, he'd probably kill me. Whatever. Introduce yourself, please, sir. I have the utmost respect for you. Don't get that wrong. Introduce yourself. Oh, look at him. He's a deep-voiced man and a scary man all the same. Alright, today we have a few questions for you. First, we're going to have the Han Dynasty answer, and then after that, the Roman Empire will answer the same questions. We have about 4 questions for you today. Alright, so first question is going to be, explain how the society ideologies, philosophies, and or religions affected social hierarchies in your empire. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. Okay, I see. Alright, so if you couldn't understand this guy, he speaks, he's so great-minded, some people can't just understand him, you know what I mean? Happens to the best of us, sometimes it happens to me. Don't feel bad about it, I couldn't understand it for a long time, I had to get taught. So basically what he said is that they rule with the mandate of heaven, which is very important because that means that if this guy right here, if he's a mean dude, they don't like him, he can be taken down, alright? But, more importantly even, unlike in today's society, women had little value, and if everyone agreed on a new emperor, which I already said, right, mandate of heaven could be taken down, throne replaced with a new person, alright? And because the mandate was only a right to rule, that's why, right? So it's the opposite is going to be a divine right to rule, which means they're like a god, they have the right, it was given to them, right? But because of these Buddhist beliefs and how Taoism believes that all people are somewhat equal, women were actually pretty valued in the empire, which means that this is pretty far ahead on the line of like women getting some power, you know what I mean? They could be in a position of power if their husband died and they took over the land or whatever, right? If they were married to the emperor, they still had the respect the emperor did, right? Also important to mention, gentries. They held a huge role in these dynasties. They were social matters, they were elected, but they were also the prosperous class of the dynasty. They had the land, they were making farms, they were feeding people, right? You know, it's important to realize these gentries played a huge role even though they aren't noticed often. And women development was very good in the Han Dynasty. Alright, now can we ask the Roman Emperor, the man of legends, if he could please answer this same question for us. Yes, I understand. Okay. Okay. Right, that's very impressive. Jeez, okay. Alright, so the Romans, if same thing, this guy, he's got a really high IQ, something above 400, I don't know, he told me once, I forgot, I don't have that high, right? Alright, this guy, he told me and everybody here on this podcast today, that Christianity hit Rome like a bat, man, it was hard, it hit him hard, right? Alright, it was a good thing and a bad thing. With Christianity, the emperor lost power, which is not good for this guy. He likes his power, right? He wants to stand there. He's got that divine right to rule. Doesn't have any reason to lose it, right? Alright, so the reason this guy lost power, though, is because these poor people underneath, they had no longer reason to, like, worship him, and now that they believed in a higher power that wasn't him, and they only believed in one, they couldn't believe in several, this guy lost his power and his divine right to rule. because they could not believe in more than one God if they wanted to get into this heaven that they were promised that is so much better than their life right now, right? All right, so it's important to realize that because of this, emperors put themselves out there to be the ruler, he would have like almost a divine right to rule because he's the leader of the church, right? So, and this makes it so that the Roman Empire became much more focused on religion than military power. Or if you had money, it didn't matter either. But it did cause the Roman Empire to lose a lot of money in just feeding this religion, right? Because anything they asked for, they had because they wanted to go to heaven too. It's a nice place to live, dude. I mean, I don't blame them. All right. That's what he told me. I mean, just just what he told me about. Let's get to the next question. The next question is going to be... so society's legal systems sustained or challenged class, gender, and racial hierarchies over time. So, please, Han Dynasty, give us a good explanation on how you did this. Okay. Yes, I understand. Okay. Oh, that's so smart of you. Alright. This guy, I mean, I don't even know how to explain him, dude. This guy's so smart. He just told us out of nowhere. We have nothing planned. Alright, so gender, like I said before, gender roles, male, female, right? They were not as split as the Roman Empire because women had this value that was not just objectifying them, right? They weren't just like something to make babies, which they were in the Roman Empire. Although Roman Empire could get some power if they were married higher up. Of course they couldn't vote. No women could vote this far back, right? And plus there really was no voting in the Roman Empire. It was usually just the emperor was there. He ruled over everything. But they were very based on their place in society, right? They could turn up to be pretty high up. If they were wife of an emperor, for example, like I already stated before, they would have basically the same respect and not the same power, but they would still have the same like moving factor as the emperor of the Han Dynasty would. You know what I mean? But not the same power. Now back to the Roman Empire. Could you please give us another good explanation like you've done so many times before on this same question? Oh, that's... okay. Alright. Jeez, okay. This guy, I love him. He gives me everything I need. Alright, so, in the Roman Empire, women in the Roman... they were very, very similar to the Han Dynasty, and that women in the Roman society had a very similar role like the Han. They were able to get high on this ladder by marrying like, if they were same as the Han Dynasty, if they were married to the emperor, they still had that pull. They could still bring stuff in. They could do stuff. They could pull strings. They could do what they needed. But especially, something special about the Roman Empire is that there's evidence of them dealing with their own legal affairs. So, like, them having their own shop or them doing their own businesses, which is very important because... that gives them a decent role in society and not just like cleaning the house or maid like stature for like sometimes nowadays it's like that. But really these guys were giving women power. They were giving them the opportunity to move on and get stuff done, right? All right, so next question we have. All right, so I want to know how the belief systems social spread as a result of expanding communications and exchange networks in the Han Dynasty, please. That was impressive. It's much less words than normal, but he has said some wise words right now, guys. In the Han Dynasty, after Buddhism gained acceptance in the Han Dynasty, traveling through the Silk Road, merchants would spread the ideologies and practices of Taoism, and of course Buddhism, but Buddhism is more of a philosophy than Taoism is a religion, wherever they traveled. So these religions were getting spread to places they wouldn't get spread before, because the Silk Road is this huge trade network that offers people the ability to trade their ideologies, their religions, whatever they've got to give. They can trade, they make money, whatever, right? It's a good thing for everybody. Religions roll on, we get some followers. It's good. All right, Roman Empire, could you please answer the same question for me, please? I am so impressed in your ability to talk today, man. You got some wise words to say. All right, this is a more simple one, but this is something we call Romanization, a big word that doesn't mean a lot. Occurred, which is the spread of common Roman culture to the Western states. This is a huge deal. This gives those Western states more cultural past of like Rome, you know what I mean? It makes them closer. They're not so distant. It really brings this huge society together and gives them the ability to communicate, trade better. It's just a great thing for everybody that these Romanization, Silk Road existed, so these ideologies, these religions could be spread. It's just a good thing for everybody. All right, and for the next question, we have asking the Han Dynasty first, of course. How society's religious beliefs, philosophies, and ideologies affected political, economic, and social developments in these empires. Could you please give me a quick, deliberate, and impressive answer like you normally do, Mr. Emperor of the Han Dynasty? That's such an impressive answer, dude. Alright, so this guy, kind of an old thing, but he answered with a smart idea. It's legalism. Legalism caused a very large, it just stopped development of philosophies. It just didn't let anybody roll on. It was stopping these things because they just enforced these rules that were so strict, so impractical almost, that it didn't even let the society, everything was prosecuted. Other religions, other philosophies were prosecuted. But this also gave complete control of this gave legalism the complete control of economic, political, and social development. It became completely dependent on what these legalist representatives said, what they wanted to happen. Anything that they said, it happened, right? It's these guys doing what they want to happen. Legalism is a very, very impressive answer for this question. All right, Roman Emperor, let's get to you answering the same question. That is an impressive answer too, sir. So he answered with a more recent answer, more towards the end of the Roman Empire answer, right? So this is a important thing to notice, but the development of a Christian people in the Roman government curved these social developments to the country, because now the poor people on the side of this higher power that they truly believe in, they'll do anything for this guy, right? It's like they're they're living this life to get a higher power, live eternity good. They really, really, really will put their lives out there and do anything they want to get this policy going to where, like, it's Christian, right? They want to be in a Christian society. They want to be in a society where they're going to heaven, everybody else is going to heaven, their friends are going to heaven, they meet up, right? All right, this is important, very important, because when you have 90% of the population working towards a certain cause, no matter what it is, this cause is probably going to happen, right? This did happen. Like I mentioned before, Christianity was a good thing and a bad thing. These poor people, they had a much needed burst of activity, a reason to live. They were no longer just slaves. They were working their lives out to become this, to go up to this heaven where they were promised so much more. But honestly, this made for a fairly, like, powerful shift of like who's in control. Like, this emperor, he lost his power, right? He is no longer, like, they don't care anymore. Like, anything these 90% of the population does is pretty much going to happen. So what happened is these guys, they took the political, economic, and social development, and they just took it where they wanted it to go. And so Roman states become Christian, and I mean, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming they all went to heaven because they seem to do a pretty good job at making a lot more people Christian. I mean, I'm just saying, right? Good job today, Mr. Han and Mr. Roman Emperor. I'm glad you guys could be here with me. We answered a lot of needed questions. These people, they're going to be excited to know that we're all working together. We're getting some information down. It's all going good for us now, guys. You guys got anything last things to say before the audience, we get off the stage and these audience hopefully clap for us if we didn't do too bad of a job? All right, nothing. I told you, these guys, they don't have many words to say. They're wise when they speak, but they're smart when they don't. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.